I want you to stop, whatever you're doing right now. Because what I'm about to tell you, every single detail, is verified, documented, on the public record. From mid-2023 to today, April 2026, 9 American scientists and defense figures have died, vanished, or been killed. 9. Not 2. Not 3. 9. They worked at NASA, at MIT, at Los Alamos, at Caltech, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They worked on asteroid defense, nuclear fusion, rocket engine technology, classified aerospace programs, and one by one, they are gone. No single agency has officially connected these cases. No government body has called this a pattern. But tonight, we connect them ourselves. With facts, with names, with dates, because someone has to. July 30th, 2023, Sunland, California. A man named Michael David Hicks dies at the age of 59. For 24 years, he worked inside NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. He published over 80 scientific papers. He was a key researcher on NASA's DART project, the mission designed to test whether humanity could deflect an asteroid headed for Earth. No cause of death was publicly released, no autopsy was publicly confirmed. NASA said nothing. Now, if that was the only case, you'd move on. People die. But then July 4th, 2024, Frank Maywald, a senior scientist at the same lab, dies in Los Angeles. He was 61. He'd spent decades at JPL. Just 13 months before his death, he was leading a breakthrough that could detect signs of life on other worlds. No cause of death released, no autopsy. NASA silent. May 4th, 2025, Anthony Chavez, an employee of Los Alamos National Laboratory, vanishes. No trace. 7 weeks later, June 22nd, 2025, a woman named Monica Jacinto Reza is hiking with a companion on a trail in California's Angeles National Forest. She is 30 feet behind. She waves. When her companion turns back around, she is gone. Monica Reza was not just a hiker, she co-invented something called Mondaloy, a nickel-based superalloy now built into the rocket engines that replaced Russian-made technology on U.S. national security launches. She had just been named director of the Materials Processing Group at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Search teams, helicopters, dogs, drones, hundreds of volunteers, found nothing. No body, no trace. Her case was transferred to the LA County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. And then, 4 days later, June 26th, Melissa Casillas, an administrative assistant at Los Alamos National Laboratory, disappears from her residence. When investigators check her devices, they had been wiped. December 15th, 2025. Brookline, Massachusetts. 11 p.m. Nuno Loureiro, 47 years old, answers the door of his home. He is shot and killed. Who was Nuno Loureiro? He was the head of MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center. Researchers described his work as being on the edge of a breakthrough in nuclear fusion, a clean, unlimited energy source that could rewrite the global power grid. Authorities identified the shooter as a former classmate of Loureiro's from Portugal, who was also the suspect in the Brown University mass shooting, and who later died by suicide. A known suspect, a seemingly explainable case. Except, why was a former classmate, decades later, killing a nuclear fusion scientist, on the same night he shot up a university? The question has no answer. December 12, 2025. Jason Thomas, a cancer research scientist at Novartis, disappears from his home. His family would later tell investigators he had been struggling deeply, following the deaths of both his parents. His body was recovered from a Massachusetts lake on March 17, 2026. Police found no evidence of foul play. And then, February 16, 2026. 6 in the morning. Rural Llano, California. Carl Grillmair, 67 years old, astrophysicist at Caltech, is shot dead on the front porch of his own home. He had spent 30 years at Caltech. He contributed to the discovery of water on a distant planet. He worked on infrared telescope systems, the same technology the military uses to track satellites and hypersonic missiles. A suspect was arrested, a man who had just carjacked his own relative and burglarized a home nearby. The two men are not believed to have known each other. The motive remains unknown.
February 27, 2026. Albuquerque, New Mexico. At 10 a.m., a repairman is at Neil McCaslin's home and speaks with him normally. His wife leaves for a medical appointment at 11:10. When she returns at 12:04, he is gone. He left behind his phone, his prescription glasses, his wearable devices. What he took: a wallet, a .38 caliber revolver, and a red backpack. Neil McCaslin is a retired Air Force Major General. He commanded the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the facility responsible for managing the Air Force's $2.2 billion science and technology program. Wright-Patterson has been linked for decades, in declassified documents and congressional testimony, to classified research into what the government now calls unidentified anomalous phenomena. The FBI was called in. 600 homes were canvassed. Helicopters with infrared cameras swept the mountains at night, drones, search dogs, horseback teams. As of today, April 2026, Neil McCaslin has not been found. His wife told emergency dispatchers something that stopped investigators cold. She said her husband had planned not to be found. Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson went on record. He wrote publicly, "The disappearance of multiple scientists and military personnel with ties to advanced research is deeply concerning. I have already requested FBI involvement." Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett called the number of deaths in these specific research areas very high. He has pushed for formal investigation. Investigative journalist Ross Coulthard, speaking on national television, said McCaslin's disappearance is a grave national security crisis for the United States of America. And remember, all of this is happening at the exact same moment that President Trump has directed the Pentagon and federal agencies to release classified government records on UFOs and extraterrestrial phenomena. The timing, make of it what you will. But here is the one thing no one can argue. No official agency, not one, has publicly connected these 9 cases, which means nobody is connecting them officially. These are not conspiracy theory names. These are real people, with real families, with verified careers in America's most sensitive scientific programs. Are these cases connected? We genuinely do not know. Could this be coincidence? Possibly. Could this be something else entirely? Also, possibly. What we do know is this: 2 of them were murdered. 2 died with no public explanation. 5 vanished without a trace. And in a country that spends trillions on national security, 9 people, holding some of the most sensitive knowledge in the world, cannot account for their own safety. That should terrify you, not because of what it means, but because no one is asking why. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay informed, because this story is not over.